the fact that he was so young, but the technical ability he was displaying was insane. The level of control he was displaying on the final third was insane, and that's something that really annoys me about some of these young players. Is they are talented, they have the ability.
Edition, meaning he technically won the trophy as well. So remember how in the beginning I said he won the Champions League? Yeah, he didn't really play a part in it at all.
I'm glad Naruto cleared the M. I'm glad Naruto cleared the M. Because it's getting a bit nasty. Like he didn't really win it. But anyways,
still got the winner's medal, so that's all that really matters.
Jamal Musiala, one of the most exciting players that we have at the minute in Europe. One of the most exciting players in the world. Without wasting any more time, guys, let's get straight into it.
Jamal Musiala has quickly become one of the best midfielders in the world. With him only being 20 years old, he's already worth over 100 million euros, and
that's something I forgot. I forgot that Musiala was only 20. That's a W. That's a W. 20 years old. In my head, he's always 23, 24. At least the way that he plays, the confidence that he plays, his efficiency up front. He's only 20.
Has even become one of Germany's most talented players right now. He's also already made his mark on the sport, with him already accomplishing a lot, like winning multiple Bundesligas and even the Champions League. So how did Jamal
winning Bundesligas? Winning Bundesligas at Bayern doesn't really count, but the Champions Leagues definitely, I'll give him credit for that. And the performances he's putting up in these games also is something I give him credit for.
Musiala essentially come out of nowhere to become the next big thing in football? Well, let's take a look at the rise of Musiala's career. Jamal was born on February 26, 2003 in Stuttgart, Germany, to a British-Nigerian father and a German mother. He didn't stay in Stuttgart for long though, with him and his family moving to a German town called Fulda until he was around the age of 7. After that though, Musiala's parents made the decision to move to England, where Jamal Musiala essentially grew up and truly fell in love with the beautiful game. He was an extraordinary talent, with him already signing with Southampton's academy at such a young age, despite him not even understanding or speaking a word of English. Even though he wasn't able to communicate with his teammates, he still had a great connection with them on the pitch and balled out by their side. In fact, in one of Southampton's youth games, while Jamal was still only around 8 years old, he scored 6 goals in 10 minutes, something that the Southampton academy have never really seen in a player before. Then, after a few weeks of Jamal getting accustomed,
was that him with Henderson and
the Southampton academy have never really seen in a player before. Then, after a few weeks of Jamal getting accustomed to the Southampton academy, scouts from Chelsea's Cobham Academy and Arsenal's Hale End Academy were taking notice of him. And with Musiala's time at Southampton coming to an end, he was free to choose where to take the next step. After a few trials, Musiala officially joined the Chelsea academy as the Blues won the three-way race between them, Arsenal, and Southampton. One of the main reasons for why Musiala joined Chelsea than the other teams was because his mom worked nearby, so it would have been more practical for Musiala to join the London Blues. Anyways, Musiala was balling out for Chelsea's academy, with him getting goal contributions in every match, and he even scored 4 goals in one of the games. Additionally, Musiala became one of the youngest Chelsea under-18 players, with him only being 15 years and 2 months old by the time he debuted for them. Musiala was playing so well for the Chelsea academy that he was starting to make waves in the international scene, with him representing the England under-15 and under-16 team, while also representing the Germany under-16s as well. He then went back to England for the under-17 and under-21 level, where he met Jude Bellingham, another superstar midfielder right now in football.
That is one of the biggest things that annoys me about this story. It's like, look at the potential, look at the talent that there was in that England team. Bellingham and Musiala on the same team right now with Declan Rice just behind them. That would be insane, man. That would be insane. It's a shame, really.
However, as we all know, Musiala committed his international future to Germany, but we'll get to that in a bit. Anyways, in the summer of 2019, Jamal Musiala was out of contract with Chelsea and was given a chance to extend it. However, Bayern Munich was also talking to Jamal Musiala to come back to Germany and play for their academy instead. And with Bayern setting out a clearer path to the first team than Chelsea, Musiala decided to make the switch to Munich. It was definitely the right decision, because he immediately started to play for the Bayern under-17s, and he was averaging a goal or an assist every 105 minutes before being promoted to the under-19s. And then right before the coronavirus pandemic, he was promoted to the Bayern's reserves. After the German leagues resumed from COVID, Musiala made his professional debut in the German third tier for Bayern's second team, and he scored 2 goals in the 8 games he took a part in. Despite him only bagging a couple of goals, Musiala was given an opportunity to play for the senior team, where he made his debut off the bench against Freiburg at just 17 years and 115 days old, making him the youngest ever player to make their debut for Bayern in the Bundesliga. Also, remember that this was the 1920 season, the same season that Bayern Munich won the Champions League. And guess what? Musiala was in Portugal with the Bayern squad for this.
So I guess technically he did win it, but if we're being serious, he never won it. Come on. technically he got a medal. Technically he was in the squad, but I was thinking as well. Like I'm thinking of that Bayern team. I don't remember Musiala playing a massive part in them winning that 2020 Champions League. But anyways, it just goes to show like his progression throughout the years. Where really Musiala really began to make big grades for me was 2021, and then obviously 2022 as well. But definitely 2021 was when that name really became like mainstream. If you're looking at the scouts and who are the best young players, then sure, as we're seeing, Musiala was great for Chelsea, played for Germany and England, but as a mainstream player, it was definitely 2021.
Special Champions League edition, meaning he technically won the trophy as well. So remember how in the beginning I said he won the Champions League? Yeah, he didn't really play a part in it at all.
Yeah. I'm glad Nabuto cleared the air, man. I'm glad Nabuto cleared the air. Because it's getting a bit nasty. Like, he won it. Didn't really win it. But anyways.
Still got the winner's medal, so that's all that really matters. Nevertheless,
Coutinho as well, that's not really your Champions League, bro. You're a part of the team, but come on, Coutinho. Come on.
the next 2021 season for Jamal Musiala was when he really made his first team breakthrough. Real quick before we talk about that though, please remember to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it and it means a lot, so thank you. Back to topic.
Again, I'll leave a link to Nabuto's channel in the description.
In the campaign, Musiala managed to get 7 goals and 1 assist in 39 games, which is pretty decent for someone as young as Musiala was.
The 7 goals and 1 assist for Musiala, you know, for a young player, it is alright. It is, you know, acceptable, but really you'd have to have watched those games, or at least watch the highlights, or at least being in the rooms where those conversations were taking place at the time, or even just go and look back at how Musiala played. As I say, you don't actually have to be there to actually know what happened. It's just the fact that he was so young, but the technical ability he was displaying was insane. The level of control he was displaying on the final third was insane, and that's something I really that really annoys me about some of these young players. Is they are talented, they have the ability, physical attributes, technical attributes, but then on the final third, some of these players always tremble. But with Musiala, he was always calm, always composed, and his game it was always going to develop into something greater, always.
Plus, he finally got his first Bayern Munich goal when he scored in the 8-0 thrashing against Schalke to become Bayern's youngest scorer at just 17 years and 205 days old. He scored some
This was when he was 17. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
good goals this season as well, like against Eintracht Frankfurt, and also scoring a good equalizing goal against RB Leipzig. Musiala was definitely on target in the Bundesliga. Also, Musiala made his Champions League debut for Bayern this season and even scored his first goal in the competition when he bagged one away at Lazio in a 4-1 victory. With this goal, Musiala became the competition's youngest goal scorer of both English and German nationalities. Besides the stats and accomplishments though, Musiala is going to remember this season for life. Why? Well, he signed his first professional contract as a footballer with Bayern Munich until 2026, and he finally decided his international future between Germany and England, and he chose the country of his birth. He also then made his national team debut, which is special for any footballer, in the March window for the World Cup qualifiers. Also, at the end of the season, he was selected to be a part of the Euro 2020 roster with Germany, but he only managed to play a measly 9 minutes before getting knocked out by his other country, England, in the round of 16. Still though, it was a season to remember for Musiala. Musiala continued to build on his impressive performances in the 21-22 campaign, because he bagged 8 goals and 6 assists.
And of course, in the 2021-2022 campaign, you already see that improvement. It was always going to happen. A player that talented and that composed, those numbers always go up.
This in 40 games, getting 6 more goal contributions than the season prior. Musiala managed to produce his first career brace in the DFB Pokal Cup first round as well, and then went on to bag 5 goals and 5 assists in 30 Bundesliga outings, despite 18 of those appearances coming off the bench. Additionally, he even scored the goal in the Der Klassiker against Dortmund in a 3-1 victory, which gave Bayern their 10th straight Bundesliga title. Now, Musiala didn't get to start many times this season, and this was because the attacking duo of Lewandowski and Muller was too lethal to be replaced. However, at the end of the season, Bayern's main man Lewandowski left for FC Barcelona, and this left a hole in the attack that Musiala was ready to penetrate. Hold up, pause, bro, pause.
Pause. Nabuto, pause. What the?
Major pause. Anyways, going to the most recent 22-23 season, Musiala found another gear ever since Lewandowski's departure, with him essentially doubling his goal contributions from the season prior. In fact, in the 47 games he played,
and there it is. And this is what we got this season. And this is these numbers. These are the numbers of a true World class player. That's why Musiala is worth as much as he's worth. 32 goal contributions in all competitions. And as I said, the level, the quality he was displaying at such an early age, it was that development was always going to happen. Double digits in the Bundesliga in goals and assists. The Champions League, he wasn't really there, but the way Bayern were playing the Champions League as well. Yeah. But yeah, this guy was definitely impressive. Definitely one of the best players in the world at the minute, regardless.
This last season, he got 16 goals and 16 assists, making him Bayern's second top goal scorer and the #1 assist provider in the 22-23 season. And he also became the youngest Bayern player to reach 100 competitive games. Not only that, a total of 32 goal contributions for the season was a dramatic increase from his previous campaigns. To go into more specifics, Jamal Musiala's expected goals was at 8.42 for the season, but he outperformed it by around 4 goals and got 12 for the Bundesliga alone. Plus, he scored 12 out of the 41 shots he took, which is pretty much converting 1/3 of his chances, which is really good. Not only that, he averaged 32 passes per match, with him completing 86% of them, which is also really good if you're having trouble understanding these detailed stats.
Which is very good because the 86%, you have a lot of midfielders averaging that. You have a lot of defenders averaging that. But for a player who's operating in that final third at 86%, when you have players like Bruno Fernandes averaging around 71, 72, that just goes to show how impressive and how composed Musiala is. And I keep using that word composed because I think that is one of the best adjectives you can give to Musiala. This man is extremely composed.
More importantly though, Musiala was the most clutch player for Bayern in the season. Why? Well, by the time matchday 34 came around, which was the final match day of the season, Borussia Dortmund were all but set to win the league. All they needed to do was beat Mainz on the
They weren't meant to win. That was crazy though. What happened to Dortmund, man? F in the chat.
Final day. However, Dortmund became classic Dortmund and choked the game 2-2, meaning they needed Bayern not to win. And Bayern's game against Köln was actually a 1-1 stalemate until the very end of the game. That's because in the 89th minute, Musial scored an absolute banger, and his goal was the reason why Bayern beat Köln 2-1, and also why Bayern clinched their 11th consecutive league title. Musiala is too clutch.
11 consecutive is crazy.
We're not finished talking about Musiala though, because midway through the 22-23 campaign, he was called up to Germany's World Cup squad. Now, despite Germany massively disappointing in the group stages of the tournament, the one bright spot of the team was Musiala, who started all 3 group stage games and consistently put in eye-catching.
Every time I've watched Musiala play for Germany, he's been nice, bro.
Displays at the tournament. It's a shame that Germany did not know how to utilize Musiala's talents properly, because he was balling at the World Cup. Anyways, with Musiala's extraordinary season and the fact that he's still only 20 years old, he has been nominated for the 2023 Golden Boy Award, with him already finishing among the top 4 in each of the previous 2 annual ballots. In my opinion though, Musiala has a real chance to win the award. I mean, after all, not many players are able to compete with his 32 goal contributions for the season. Overall though, I think Musiala is an absolute superstar who can definitely compete for the Ballon d'Or when he's in his prime. Just by watching him, you can tell that he's truly a special and a unique player, and I can't wait to see how his career progresses. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to learn more about the 1998 World Cup conspiracies that have to do with the Brazilian Ronaldo, you definitely want to check out this video right here. You won't regret it.
Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching the video to the end. As per usual, the link to Nabito's channel will be in the description. I appreciate you watching to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all these things to help me grow this channel, and I'll see you soon.